Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook. Good morning. It is ShaCannon, your favorite fractional COO, that's Chief Operating Officer. And what I do is I support CEOs to make sense of their small business so that it can create and fund their freedom. Okay, create and fund their freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize. I lived in Mexico for 3 years, and I'm currently living in the beef and tango capital of the world. That is Buenos Aires, Argentina. This segment is usually our T minus 10 minute segment, but this week we're having our CEO Sense Summit. It's our annual summit, guys. And so I've turned our segment into Summit Sips and Tips. Okay, I'm going to give you some tips and we're going to sip and I'm going to tell you about the summit. Okay, is that fair? I'm going to tell you what's coming up today. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. So, just to tell you a little bit more about the summit. The summit to this year's theme is about managing to get more out of your business. Okay, managing to get more out of your business. So I'm using this time in the morning. I'm out on the balcony, so I'm calling it, your business banter on the balcony in Buenos Aires. So that you feel the energy of the city waking up. It always helps me because it is early in the morning. So I hope that you have your tea so that you can actually have tea with me. Because yes, I do actually drink tea during these segments. But today we're getting ready for day 3 of the summit. And today's thing that we're talking about is people. Okay, so we're managing people to get more out of our small business. That's what we're doing today. Monday, day 1, we did managing growth to get more out of our small business. And we talked about marketing. We talked about marketing relationships and growth, right? And so our expert talked about marketing relationships, and I came in and I talked to you about my formula for business growth, right? Yesterday, we talked about technology, y'all. So I had an expert to come in. We had some tips in the morning, right? Like we're going to do today. And then at 10 a.m., Eastern time, I came in with an expert that talked about technology, and then I came back in at 12 and taught you how to hire tech, right? And so today we're starting with our summit sips and tips, right? And so what I'm going to talk about today is a hiring plan, because the number one question that I get about hiring teams is, who do I hire first, right? Who do I hire first? And I'm here to tell you the answer is different from everyone. Okay, the answer is different for everyone, but the universal answer that I always give is hire first who is going to unstick your money. Okay, hire first who's going to unstick your money. So guess what that starts with, right? So if you followed along yesterday, the 12 p.m. training, then I taught you how to create a customer journey and how to hire tech. Well, today we're going to use the same customer journey, and we hired our tech. Now we know what people we need to hire, right? So if you look at your customer journey and you figured out where to hire the tech and you've done that, now what's left is people. It has to be manually done, right? There's no tech for it. Or maybe right now you can't afford to invest in that tech. Well, until then, it's a person. Okay, so now what I want you to do is look at that customer journey, that client journey, see what's left over from the tech that you were able to hire, and decide which one of those duties need to be done to bring in the most money. Okay, now if that's not you, then that's our first hire. Okay, that's our first hire. So you create a hiring plan based on your client journey, right? And the client journey, just as a reminder, is how do people come into awareness of you? How do they even know you exist as a company or your offer exists as a solution? Okay, how do they inquire about the offer or your business? How do they onboard and become a client? How are they serviced, right? And then how are they offboarded or sold to the next thing? All right. So all of that is a basic client journey. And what you do is you fill in what does it take to get the awareness, and then what does it take to connect the awareness to the inquiries. So I hope you got that. If not, you need to go back to yesterday's training from 12 o'clock so that you can visually see what I'm talking about, right? So we hire tech based on that journey. Now we're going to hire people. So when we look, what step that a person has to do is going to bring in the money that you're not doing, okay? Because there's what you're going to do, and then there's what's left over to do. And what's left over to do is where you're going to hire people. So out of what's left over, what's going to bring you the money the fastest? That's where I want you to hire a person first, okay? So you create a hiring plan. First, you do your client journey. You decide what tech you're going to hire. Then you decide what people you're going to hire. Then, like I just said, you're going to decide your immediate need. And the immediate need is always who can help you bring in the most money. Okay, either directly or indirectly. Directly is what they're doing brings in money. Indirectly is what they're doing frees up other people or you to bring in money. Okay, so that's your immediate need. Now that you know what your immediate need is, I need you to decide what are their duties, okay? What are they actually going to be doing, the actions they're going to be performing in your business, and what are the KPIs or the key performance indicators, right? How do these people and how do you know that they are successful? Oftentimes in small businesses, what we do is we hire somebody to do something. We keep a lot of the information on how they're going to be successful in our head, or we haven't even thought about it yet, but we know when they did something wrong. Well, how fair is that? How fair is it to tell them they're doing something wrong when you never told them what you expected for it to be as right? Okay, the city is sitting. I love it. Wake me up, city. Okay, so it's only fair that you have key performance indicators or KPIs so that they know how to be successful and you know when they're successful. And you tell them that ahead of time. You don't just have them doing the job and then come back and tell them they're not doing the job right. You should be teaching them how to do it right from the beginning and telling them what your expectations are for success, right? For example, you can't just tell someone that's a marketing coordinator that I want you to post on social. That's your job. So you're successful if you post on social. Well, guess what? If they're posting on social and you're not getting leads from that posting, you probably feel like they're not successful. Well, you didn't tell them that you wanted them to post to get leads. You told them to post. So they're like, I'm posting 5 times a day on Facebook. I'm posting 5 times a day on Instagram. And to them, they're successful because the bar that you gave them was to post. Okay, so you need to think out these positions. Why are you having them do what they are doing? Okay, because the why and what you expect to get from it is the KPI, right? So if you said, I want you to post 5 times a week and I want at least 1 lead to book a call per week, they know whether or not they're being successful, right? They're posting 5 times a week, but they're posting in a way to help you to get at least 1 book call a week. That's a true KPI. They can measure that. They know if they're being successful or not. And so do you. Okay. The next thing I want you to understand is once you set the duties and the KPIs, you need to, when you hire people, you need to you need to do a training calendar. Okay. So who's going to train them if it's not you? Okay. Who's going to train them and when? And when does the training stop? Okay. We can't just be hiring people and then in one day teach them everything that you think they need to know and then let them loose. That's not fair, right? You're setting them up for failure. So number 1, use the client journey to see what tech you need to hire. Number 2, what's left over is a person, right? So whatever you're not doing, decide what's left for people to do, what gets you to the money fastest, okay? Then decide what are the duties for that job. Okay, and what are the KPIs for that job? Then set a training schedule. Who's going to train them? When are they going to train them? And when is the training going to stop? Okay, and then the next phase of your training plan, or sorry, your hiring plan is just who would you need to hire next, right? So when we get that person, who's next? And then who's next? And then who's next? Until you have a full team, right? And for each one of those people that we're hiring, we want to know what are their duties and what are their KPIs? What is the training plan? Okay. So this is how we set our team up. So when you ask who should you hire first, it depends, right? So what's going to unstick your money? That's what you want to look at. All right. So I hope that these tips were helpful for you. All right. Because today we are talking about managing people to get more out of your small business. My expert today is Tequila Shabazz. And let me tell you, Tequila has a 7-figure staffing company of VAs, okay? A 7-figure staffing company. And she's going to answer some questions for us. And these questions that I ask are not the questions that are necessarily Googleable, okay? You can Google them. However, you're getting inside information in what we're seeing as being the problem for small businesses and their hiring practices, okay? So I can't wait for you to listen to that. And then at 12 o'clock, I'm going to come in and help you with the shift. I'm going to give you some actionable things. I'm going to share information with you. I'm going to train. And so all of this is about helping you get more out of your small business. Okay. We're on day 3. So tune in for the rest of the day. This is a half-day summit, and it's a half day for a reason, because I want you to dig into this information, okay? Now, just so that you know, the VIP stuff is ready, and you have the opportunity to get $500 to move your business forward, okay? Because the VIPs are investing just a little bit into themselves. They're going to get the replays. They're going to get the presentation decks. They're going to get the resource list. It's a long resource list, okay? And they're going to get all 50 sessions from last year for their money, okay? That's what the VIPs are going to get. And for that money of investing in themselves, I'm going to pick from the VIPs and give away $500, because there's nothing that can move your business forward like more capital to get more things done, okay? So if you've done your client journey, you know what tech you need. That $500 can help you start hiring your tech, all right? So I believe in giving you free information to move your business forward, but there's nothing like the information you have invested to get. That information is usually a little more step by step, right? There's only so much we can give you for free, no matter how much we love you. You have to be prepared to invest in yourself, okay? So if you invest to become a VIP, you could win $500, all right, for your business, because that's what it's all about, all right? And then, of course, all throughout the trainings, I'm talking about the course that really gives you the transformation, because, again, free only gets you so far. And so you'll get more information about this course as the week rolls around. And so I hope I see you during our expert interview, a conversation on the couch, okay? And then at 12 o'clock for the shift, the actual training to help you with actionable steps, all right? All right, guys, see you at 10 for our expert. Talk to you later.